Hey, it's me, Kelly, and the gray sweatshirt is back. So, you know what that means? She's depressed. So depressed. I wouldn't even say I'm that depressed, to be honest with you, but here I am making a depression video. Um, I'm actually doing alright. This isn't like any type of like cry for help or anything of that nature. Um, More than it's just like a check in because I don't like to leave you guys hanging, especially when I like have been talking about my mental health more lately. I don't want anyone to like think I'm doing bad or like anything like that. So I thought I would just do an updates video, but honestly, it's gonna be more stream of consciousness because I don't have a whole lot to update on. I am still kind of going through it. Yeah, I'm going through it. Unfortunately. I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but I'm not better yet. I wish I could come on here and like make a video about how great my life is and how I've really gotten it together and turned things around, but I simply have not. I'm really fucking trying, and at least there's that. I have not given up on myself or anything like that. I'm still, getting up in the afternoon because I can't get up in the morning. I just can't. Like, that's something I'm very much like struggling with. And it's not like like I want to sleep all day, but I slept through the day. Fuck, I'm not getting younger. But yeah, that's every day. I set alarm and I just can't get up for like 2 hours after the alarm. And it's really always been that way, but it's never been this late. Meaning like 10, I'll set the alarm because, by 10 you should be up and moving. And then I'll be in bed till 12 or even 1. And it's just like, I hate it. I just can't like physically get myself up. And that's kind of affecting my life because, I feel like I have all these things that are just like holding me together by a thread that I need to do in order to feel semi okay. And that includes, working out and doing my makeup and doing my hair and like, showering and all that jazz. So I need to fit that into my schedule, and I need to fit that into my schedule before I do anything else. And so if I'm only getting that started at like, let's be generous, 1 p.m., by the time it's like 3 or 4, I'm ready to work, which I'm doing gig work. And so I'm missing out on like good hours. I feel like I could be making money and all that, but I don't know. Self-care is important. I just, I wish, I don't know. I wish I didn't have to do all that to be a functioning human being. Semi-functioning human being. I want to get a job, but I feel like part of me is like resisting. And I'm making this video because I feel like in my life, I would say, I'm the only person who's like this, right? I'm the only person who feels this way, but I know it's not true. I know if I like go to the internet and see, hey, anyone else feel this way, there's gonna be, 20 other people who are gonna be like, yeah, I feel that way too. So that's kind of why I make these videos. And I've explained it before. With my mental health being the way it is, it's hard to talk about it with people in your life, but like I'll go on the internet and I'll type in like, I'm so anxious, can't go in the store, and then there will be a bunch of other people talking about how they also feel that way, and then I'll feel less alone, okay? But if I bring that up in like casual conversation, first of all, why are you doing that? Like, you're ruining the vibe. Like, bitch, this is Wendy's. Okay. Second of all, most people in my life don't feel that way because I will tell you this. we wouldn't be friends, or we wouldn't be having a conversation if they also felt that way, because we can't have like two anxious people, well, okay, a lot of my friends also have anxiety, but to that extent, it's like it wouldn't work because none of us would be talking, you know what I'm saying? So I have friends at like various like levels of anxiety, but not the same type that I have, I guess I would say, because it just wouldn't work. We wouldn't be, conversating. But yeah, no, and anxiety can show up in different ways for everybody. For me, it was, I literally, couldn't get out of bed for like weeks at a time. And that was more depression, but it really is fueled by anxiety for me. It's because I am paralyzed, in that state. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna lay here, yeah, and hope that, it goes away. Well, it doesn't. So that's it for me. But some people will be like getting sweaty, or, their heart's racing, and I'll get that sometimes, but most of the time I'm just like paralyzed. And so you wouldn't even know I had anxiety, but I'm just like standing there, like silently, very silently breaking down. Okay? And it's hard to explain that to people, because if you don't get it, you just honestly don't get it unless you've like been in that like spot. But when I have anxiety, I'm just quiet. Like, I'm just not, I'm just quiet. I'm not stuttering. I'm not like like you see in the TV shows or the movies. I'm just there, silently having a mental breakdown. You can talk to me, I'll probably speak back to you, just how I'm doing right now. And you would never know that inside I feel like, it's the end of the world. And my fight or flight is really triggered. And that's the thing that I've been hearing about more often, is like the fight or flight response. And that's really what anxiety is. It feels like I have that fight or flight response on 24/7, like when I'm just in the store. Like, for an example, yesterday, I was at Walmart, and I had like just a couple of things I needed to get, really not that much at all. But I forgot to bring my wallet, because when I go to Target, they have Apple Pay, or well, I have a Google phone, but you get it. They have like pay with your phone or whatever. Well, Walmart does not. And so I forgot my wallet, and like I had like cold foods or whatever, and I didn't want to just like leave my cart somewhere in case someone else was to like, a worker saw it, and then they decide, that's a car that's abandoned, I need to start putting all this stuff away. I didn't want to put that burden on the workers. So like, instead of just like asking a worker, hey, can I leave this here, or like at the cashier, like whatever, you know what I did? I just went back in the store and I put everything back. Okay, I put everything back, and then I walked out of the store looking hella sus, because I had like my hood up, I had my big coat on, and some kid was making fun of me, mind you, like with my big coat. They're like, big coat. Okay, great. I have it on because I have anxiety. And it's drawing more attention to me at this point. So I go, why is she wearing so much clothes? I don't know. It's just been really rough lately. So anyways, I go back to the car, grab my money, come back in the store, and then just go grab everything I just put back. All because I have anxiety. And now that makes me look crazy. And I've realized this, like, I'm probably on so much CCTV, just bugging out, just looking like I'm glitching. And that's how I feel most of the time. 90% of the time, I feel like an NPC who is glitching. That's what I feel like. I feel like I don't show my personality. I don't show who I am. I just show like this person who is just trying to get through every single interaction, with the script. Go by the script in my head, what I've been told to do, which is hello, how are you? You know, like shit like that. So much that since I've been out of work for so long, you know, I was in the practice of going to work and like talking to people and everything and having conversation. Well, now I'm not. So I feel like when I am talking to people, it just comes out wrong. Like I'm like saying stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like when I drive DoorDash at night, I always tell people, I say have a good night, because I'll usually 9 times out of 10 be driving at night. Well, the other day I was driving in the day and I started telling everybody, have a good night, have a good night. Just because I'm so much on autopilot, I can't turn it off. And it's just like, it's just weird and I need help. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do with me? I am 28 years old and I still, you know, am shy at the store and like can't talk to people. It's just like, it's just unfortunate, you know? Yeah. And then yesterday, I think the Walmart incident was like the day before, and then I think this is the Target incident, right? Because I'm not trying to be glitching out in the store. I swear, I do so much awkward shit and look crazy just because I have anxiety. Like, you'll see me, like, park my car, like, 5 times just because I'm trying to get in the lines, or I'll park my car and then I feel weird or anxious, so then I'll go around and, like, park it somewhere else. It looks sketchy. It does. Like, there's no way around it, but it's just because I have anxiety, you know? Or yesterday I was literally, like, circling around the store because I had anxiety. Like, I look crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just anxious. And then another thing is, I used to, like, I had, like, a quick stint working at my mom's work, and, just, like, for the summer or whatever, and I didn't know what to do one time, because the, like, person I was working with wasn't there yet, and I literally didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. So, I was just standing there like a statue downstairs in the dark because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Like, okay, turn on some lights, like, start with that. But I was literally just standing there bugging out, you know, having my anxiety, which is just me being still. And it came to my attention, they have cameras upstairs, which I very much do monitor. So now they're gonna have like 5 minutes of me, like, I'm not even kidding, 5 minutes of me just standing there. Like, what? Like, I didn't want to, like, be on my phone. I didn't want to look unprofessional. Unprofessional for who? Like, it's just so bad. It's so bad. It's been the worst it's ever been. I don't know if it's been the worst. I think it, like, my anxiety peaked in high school, like the prom queen, but my anxiety was, like, very, very bad in high school, and that's because I was forced to be in that, like, position, which is bad. You can ask anybody with any type of mental illness, any type of neurodivergence. What high school was like, it was probably not that good. But yeah, that's the worst I was definitely in high school, because it was, like, all day. I had to be, like, on. But yeah, that's the worst it's ever been. This is probably the worst it's ever been since high school at 28 years old. I thought I would be better now, but I'm not, and it just really, really, really sucks. Cause I want to be a part of society. I want to be not scared to be a part of society. Like, you know, I look in the mirror, I'm like, girl, there's really nothing wrong with you. Like, you're literally fine. But then I get outside and I feel the need to hide. I feel the need to not talk to anybody. I feel the need to act like I'm literally on the run all the time. And it's just so weird because nothing ever really happened that bad, you know? Like, okay, a couple people were rude to me maybe last year, and it's just like that just, like, turns me off from interaction with literally everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. I've been on different anti-anxiety medications. didn't work. The only one that works is like benzos for me, and that's not good. That's not good to be on long term. And so it's like I need to figure out how to act, I guess, um, without that. And like alcohol works. Alcohol makes me feel good, and like I can talk to people, but I can't be drunk 24/7. You know what I'm saying? The last time I drank was actually on my birthday, January 14th, and now it's like mid March, so that's a couple months there. I'm trying not to drink so much at all, except for on like special occasions, just because I will be so anxious the next day. Now, I'm not gonna just write off drinking altogether because, you know, on a special occasion, I do want to drink. You know, I do want to have a nice time. Like, come on now. But yeah, I'm limiting it a lot, like, starting this year because I've been, like, it used to be I would drink so much, especially in social situations. I would drink so much just because I wanted to get on the same level as everybody else. Like I never had a drinking problem that was me. Well, besides like the pandemic, quarantine by myself, working from home. I never had like a problem where I was at home drinking too much, drinking in excess by myself. Not really. But it was my problem was that I would drink too much in like social situations around, especially around people I don't know that well, like friends who I haven't been around too much, or family who I'm not around that much, or stuff like that. That's when I would really drink the most and way too much, um just because I wanted to feel at ease. I wanted to feel chill, and I just needed a little help there. But obviously that's not good for you because I would embarrass myself. Mostly in college, I would like start crying and like getting upset about, different traumas that had happened because I felt like that was the only time I could open up. Um, and now when I want to open up, I'll just like, make a YouTube video. I used to go to therapy. I want to start therapy again, but yeah, I'll just, I'll go online, or like if I need to talk about something, like I'm not gonna get drunk and, talk to strangers or talk to friends or acquaintances, I'll just do that. I'll try and do that sober. But that's really what my like drinking problem was. I know I've made a couple videos on this channel, or yeah, videos on this channel about like being sober or like, cutting back on drinking or anything like that. That was the main reason, was because I would just take it too far and, go to that level I don't like. Or I would drink too much, I'd be throwing up. Like, I did that. It was so bad. I don't think anybody who was there that day is gonna see this video, so I'll share it. But I was gonna be around my boyfriend's like family and friends, and I was feeling a little anxious because I haven't been around them so much, and it's like bringing a new person into the situation, and it's just awkward. Like, whether like it's not a bad thing, but you're always going to be judged when you're like the new person, okay? You're always going to be judged if you're the new person coming into a situation. So I knew that going in. I think I'm the youngest too, and so whatever. So yeah, I just felt weird. So I'm like, okay, let me drink. But I honestly didn't even drink that much, is the kicker. I think I had, okay, this is gonna sound like a lot if you don't drink, but I had 2 or 3 White Claw Surges. I feel like that's what they're called. The ones that have a little bit more alcohol in them, the blue ones. And I had, I think, a shot or 2. But I was gone. The reason why I was so gone was because we had worked out that day. We hadn't ate that day. This is me and my boyfriend. And I don't know if this makes a difference or not, but I was on my period too. So I was like bleeding out. Like I didn't have enough coming in. It was coming out. So I got so drunk. I started throwing up in his bed. Sorry. I'm so glad he's still with me. In his bed. It was just not a good occasion. And then I ended up passing out. while everybody was socializing, and that's just because I have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have like slowed down maybe a little bit, maybe waited to crack open that White Claw. You know, I had a nice conversation and then did all that at least, but no. So they didn't get to see me at all, which was kind of the point. They didn't get to see me. They didn't, you know, anything like that. I didn't get to show my nice personality. All they seen was the mess. You know, and that's not me really. So yeah, I felt bad about that. I still don't know how they feel about me. I feel bad. I do. I apologize. Like everything, like we're good. I know eventually my boyfriend will see this. Hey. And he'll be like, it's really not even a big deal. But to me it is. And so, you know, he'll be like, oh, it doesn't matter what other people think. But to me it does. Like I want to be my best self in every interaction I have with everybody, and like that wasn't it. So after that, I ended up doing 75 hard, and I didn't drink. 75 days straight through. Ow. I just slammed my hand on the ground. And then that really helped a lot. It helped our relationship too, because we got to see each other like sober, and see that we still do enjoy each other's company, which was good, and I definitely recommend. Yeah. But yeah, so did that. And then after that, actually, that helped me so much. After that, I never problem drank again that I know of. Like, I never got too drunk or anything like that, which is awesome. You know, I love that for me. And it's just because, you know, I realized that, you know, I don't have to drink all the time. And it is better this way. That being said, I'm about to turn the fuck up because it's gonna be the anniversary of my car accident where I literally almost died. And so I think that also like really changed. It changed me in very subtle ways, I would say. And I do want to touch on that a little bit. I don't know if I have anything more to say about that. Anxiety, I have it. Drinking problem, not so much anymore, but it was at one point. Oh, and then one more thing about drinking before I move on. It's like something that I do, and maybe a tip for other people with like emotional problems, is you could do what I do, which is like if I know I'm like feeling upset about anything beforehand, I just won't drink, because I don't want that to come out while I'm drinking or anything like that. I don't want to ruin the night, so I just won't. I just won't go there. I just won't drink, you know. That's a hard thing to do, because I think we're conditioned, even like watching TV shows we watch when we're younger too. It'll be like, the mom will just be like, oh, I need a glass of wine. You know, my kids are, I need a glass of wine. Or the dad will just be drinking a beer, like, all the time, like, go get my beer, you know, stuff like that. Like, we're like, really conditioned, to have that mindset of, like, oh, work was hard, I need to drink. No, you don't, you know. But obviously, I can't handle my stress, so I don't know what you should do instead, because I'll try things like journaling or going for a walk or, you know, whatever, and it does help, but I just feel like it's not sustainable for me. I don't know why it's not sustainable, but I feel like it takes energy to do those things. And for me, when I'm anxious or, you know, whatever, I don't have that energy, you know. I always do feel better afterwards, but I don't have the energy and the motivation to do those things when I'm like having an episode, or, you know, I'm like super stressed out. So it's kind of like catch-22. Drinking is like, you know, just drinking, you know. It really doesn't take that much effort, but yeah, those things sort of do, which, you know, will help you out way more in the long run than drinking ever will, but it's just hard to get around to doing that shit. So I wish there was a quick fix, but there's really not. Unfortunately, when there is, I will let you know. A lot of people are loving the ashwagandha. A lot of people are loving the magnesium to like calm nerves and take things out. A lot of people love weed, and like to me, that's kind of iffy because it really doesn't do it for me. Unfortunately, it doesn't do shit for me. Um, Maybe if I, smoked all the time or like whatever, but then I feel like that's just replacing one bad habit with another not great habit. It's not that bad. I feel like people do demonize weed a lot when it's like no different than just having a glass of wine. So it's like, if it's no different than having a glass of wine, honey, just have a glass of wine. I guess it doesn't have the sugar or like the calories or, but still, I don't know. I see it no different, and I think that's why I have a hard time buying into just do that when you're relaxed. I don't know. Because it does help a lot of people, but for me, my problem is that I don't want to be altering my state of mind. So, it's like taking a Benadryl because you have allergies and then you pass out. It's like you can't have allergies if you're asleep. Well, yeah, you can't have anxiety if you're high. And then a lot of people, it makes them more anxious as well. So that's why I don't do weed, I guess. I've tried CBD, doesn't really do anything to me. I've tried Delta. Delta kind of helps, but I don't know. If I'm an NPC completely, sober with with a clear mind, I am 200% an NPC when I'm on the Delta. And that's all I'll say about that. It's weird. I get weird. So, yeah. It doesn't help, unfortunately. But, I mean, if it works for you, great. That's wonderful. But it does not work for me. As with ashwagandha, I think with the ashwagandha, what I'm seeing is that people who think it, helps right away. If it does help you right away, great. But I think it's placebo. I think, after a while of taking it, it's supposed to help you. But I don't know. And, the jury's still out on that. Yeah. But something in the moment, I don't know. So, yeah. Can't help you. I wish I could. If you know things that help, let me know. Obviously, I need the help. So, if you have anxiety and you've had success with, healthy ways of getting rid of it, let me know. Things that help me, I guess, would just be keeping a routine and specifically keeping a workout routine. But like I said, it's not a quick fix. It takes a lot of energy and discipline. And that's that on that. So anyway, this is an energy drink in here. Which I've also been definitely self-medicating with energy drinks and caffeine, which isn't great. But with the no motivation, I literally have no motivation to do anything. I need a fun little drink to pick me up. Sorry about it. Oh no. Like I said, I'm hanging on by a thread here, y'all. So, yeah. That's that on that. And I cut my hair and it looks bad. It feels super healthy. And it's really shiny, which is awesome. And it did need a cut for sure. But I don't know how this happened. But I have this one piece and I've been looking at it this whole video. And it's a good chunk that's just shorter than the rest. And, there's nothing I really can do about it. Because if I just keep hacking at it, it'll be even shorter. And then I think every single day I debate, should I just cut, here so at least it's symmetrical, but I don't want to. Because I'm trying to just grow it out by summer. That's my goal. My hair does grow pretty fast. So it should be probably I want to say till here by summer, which is subtle, but hey, I'll take what I can get. But yeah, so anyways, that's that. I hate that, but it does feel so much better, which is good, but it's that, so it's bad. I've been doing my own hair for so long because of anxiety. And most of the time I'm actually pretty good at it. But yeah, no, that was a little mistake. But it's okay. And now that's the only thing you're gonna see if you didn't see it already. But yeah, I feel like girls who are hairdressers are definitely either the girls, the really sweet girls who had nice style in school, or they're the girls who you didn't know if they were making fun of you or not. Like that's the people who go into cosmetology, like the people who would like give like backhanded compliments, like, oh, I could never wear that, it looks good on you though, or you're so quiet, that's cute, like shit like that. Like that's, I feel like that's the people who end up doing your hair, and I hate it. And I have very thick hair, and every time I go in I just have to hear, oh my god, your hair is so thick, oh my god, your hair is so thick. Okay, that's your job, rise to the occasion. Like, so then I just like ended up never going back and doing it myself, which sucks. I wish I wasn't like this. I wish I would just find somebody who was good at doing my hair and nice to me, or didn't say shit, but here I am. So yeah, it's definitely, that's the problem I have, is the anxiety is just like literally dictating my life, and I'm just adapting for the anxiety, which I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's probably bad since I can barely leave my house. Why? It's so bad. Another thing, I said I was done talking about it, but clearly I'm not. Yeah, clearly I'm not. My foot's like very much asleep in the moment. It hurts. Is that I'm kind of done saying I'm okay when I'm clearly not, because that's what I was telling myself, like, oh, I'm okay, oh, I'm okay, oh, I'm okay. But I started getting like random ass like pain, like from like migraines, right? And when I have a migraine, like, which I never had before, it like hurts to the touch, like on like my temples or whatever, usually on one side. And the other day I was just like in the car, like after a family dinner that low key stressed me out because they were asking too many questions. This anxiety, it's like at an all-time high. All I can do is laugh so I don't cry. Bars. But I got back in the car and shooting pain. I thought I was having a stroke, but it was literally just a migraine. But it was like the side of my face, and it was like the temple hurt so bad to my ear, to my jaw, and it just hurt. And I was just like, oh my gosh, whoa. I literally thought I was dying. I text my boyfriend. He's like, what the fuck? But then it ended up being okay. But yeah, so I got that obviously from stress because I never had it before. And then I used to get like psoriasis like on my scalp like when I was in middle school, and it was really bad. And then I ended up, this is bad, this is like trigger warning, but I ended up like picking at it a lot when I was like in school, and it ended up just being like a problem because I would just spend all my time, and I feel it right now and I want to scratch it, scratching at these little bumps in my head. And yeah, it became something more serious than just that. And I'm just embarrassed talking about it, to be honest with you, but hey, I said I was gonna put it all out there today. I'll just like pick at it, and like I can't stop, like it's really compulsive. And so I'm dealing with that, which is from stress. And then one more thing that I've been dealing with that's been weird is my dreams. My dreams have been crazy, like very bad. Like, I'll tell you about a couple of them. I've been having dreams of like my man leaving me, my man cheating on me. He doesn't do anything that would lead me to believe that. Nothing. He's great to me. He's a good communicator. Nothing suspicious about him. Nothing. But I'll have those dreams, and I think my theory is that I'll have those dreams because, like, in my mind, that's the worst thing that could ever happen. And so, since I'm, like, so stressed out in my day-to-day, I have dreams of that shit happening. Because in my mind, that's the worst thing that could ever happen. So my dream is like, here you go. ruminate on that the rest of the day, the rest of the week. I hate it. And then I'll have dreams of like driving my car off a cliff. I'll have dreams of my boyfriend getting hurt. I'll have dreams of his friends getting hurt. Like, it's just like, just so much stress. I'll have dreams of me getting stabbed. I had a dream that I got stabbed. It was literally like a home intruder, and they were like around the corner when I got home, and they came out with a knife. And then I had a dream last night. I'll have a lot of dreams about working, a lot, and that's because, you know, I'm on this like job search. Well, I'll talk about that too. This is gonna be the longest video. I'll have dreams about working and like stressing out at work. Like, I had a dream that I was working in the mall at like a jewelry like situation, like pop up in the mall, and they didn't train me in, and I was just expected to work without being trained. I didn't know what to do, and I was just like stressing out so much. I had dreams about like my old job. Yesterday I had a dream about my old job, and I used to work at a school, and I had a dream I went in the bathroom and there was a kid with a knife. There was a kid with a knife, and I just like ran, and I ran out the parking lot, and then I went to my car, and there was another kid with a knife, so I had to like get in and like drive away like real fast. Excuse me. I was about to get a new job. Like, I was so close. Paperwork done, like everything done, and it came to my attention. I was expected to drive people around, and I'm a terrible driver, and my car looks insane because I'm still driving the car I flipped. Which is like, how do you drive a car that you flipped into a ditch and you're still driving it okay? All right. I can't expect clients to get in there. Absolutely not. And you're like meant to like drive your own vehicle and like all this shit. Like, no, it will not work out. Well, I had a dream. I drove my car into their building and sat down with them, and we're like, hey, so I'm a bad driver. And they were just like, you're a bad driver? Like, judging me and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I am. And then I got lost in the building. Like, it was just like a whole thing. So I've been having stress dreams about work, my relationship, and myself. And it's just like, it's just too much. Like, that's why I'm freaking tired, is because I'm freaking wilding out in my dreams, low-key. But yeah, so it's like all that stressful shit, signs of stress, like in my body, on my body, and I'm gonna be like, it's not that bad though. Just because there's not like one like specific event doesn't mean you can't just be like generally anxious too, which sucks, and like a lot of people don't understand that, again, who don't go through it, is that general anxiety too is a thing. Yeah, hard to explain, hard to, and then another thing is like when you have anxiety like that, you just want someone to understand, you just want someone to validate you, because it feels so crazy, it feels so like out of control, and personally, it just feels like you just need somebody to be like, no, that happens, that's the thing, you know, but it can be very isolating to not have that, so no reason why I'm talking so candidly about that in this video. So yeah, that's pretty much all I think I have to say about anxiety. Hopefully I will update you guys saying like, oh, it's so much better now. I talked to a psychiatrist yesterday, and they boosted my like antidepressant, but for the anxiety, I don't know. And what she was saying to me was, she was basically like, you know, we're gonna boost this and my mood stabilizer, because I used to be on higher doses of both, and I ended up going down because I ended up going off of them for a little bit, the whole thing. So when I got back on them, it was a lower dose, never got it higher. But it really seemed to be working for me better when I was at that higher dose, so whatever. But yeah, so she's like, we're gonna boost this back up, and then we'll see, like, if you're still having so much anxiety, then we can, like, add something in there. But for me, I almost start crying because I'm like, I am dealing with this shit so bad. I don't feel like depression is really my problem. Um, and my bipolar, when I, like, take my medicine, it's not really my problem, but it's the freaking anxiety that just makes me a weirdo. And I just don't, and there's literally nothing that's ever helped me in my life that has been healthy. So I almost started crying, but I kept it together. I was like, oh, okay. And there's no quick fix, even if I was on medication for it, that's just, that's just a cover up, something to take the edge off. But still, like, I'm literally, like, looking for answers here, but we'll see. So anyways, yeah, so that's the anxiety. I'm really trying. I always get emotional when I say that, but I am, every day I do get up, I do, what I need to do. I do my gig work, I try and talk to people. I'm trying not to push everybody away, but it's really hard, just because, but that's what I'm dealing with. When you talk to people, you catch up with people, you want to, like, talk about what's going on in your life. And right now, all that's going on in my life is I'm trying to find a way to be okay. I'm not doing anything crazy. My career is obviously not great. Most people do talk about their job too a lot. And I used to be that way too. I used to have my identity in, working at the school and working with students. So I would talk about my students and not give away all their personal information, but like what I was doing with them and like stuff like that. Just like how someone would talk about their kids, and they have their identity in being like a parent. I have my identity in being an educator. And when you take that away, it's like, who are you? And I do want to work for the schools again, but it's March, so obviously wait till the next school year. But I don't know if that's because that's what I really want to do, or I just miss my identity. And I feel like I have no identity anymore. I don't know. So that's something to think about too. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I've been kind of thinking I need to get back into church. I don't know if, I don't know. I'm looking at my Jesus candle right there. If that'll help or not. I definitely do pray. I'm a praying woman. But that's pretty much it. But I don't like people. I don't want to be around a congregation. You know what I'm saying? But I do like being in the building, hearing music and like all that. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I have a lot going on inside my head. So yeah, but anyway, so it's gonna be the anniversary of the car accident, and then that's something I've been struggling with a lot. Especially with the driving, I've definitely been more cautious since then, to the point of overthinking everything and being a terrible driver. I was already a terrible driver. Now I'm worse. So I don't know what to do or say about that. But yeah, I'm grateful to be alive after that shit, because it's scary, and like I'll hear stories about people who, got in a rollover, didn't survive. A lot of people do survive rollovers, but a lot of people don't. And most accidents with fatalities are because of rollovers. Rollovers and not wearing seatbelts and like collisions and like all that shit head on and stuff like that. But moral of the story is, I lived, and so I'm gonna celebrate my I Live Day, my life day, on March 13th, which is an anniversary of that. And I'm having a hard time because I don't want to cry. I'm having a hard time because I feel like I haven't done enough since then, and I feel like my life's kind of gone downhill since then, and I feel like it should be the opposite, because I do feel like I had a higher power watching over me that day. I feel like I had angels watching over me that day for sure, and not really so much a second chance, but I feel like I was given the chance, you know, to live and to make something of myself, I guess. And obviously, I still have time, but I feel like I should have just gotten on that, you know, because I wasn't even injured. There was really nothing I had to recover from, but I was definitely pretty shaken up. But, I just got on with my life, business as usual. And I wish I could come back here and say, like, this is all, all the amazing things I've done since then, but I haven't done shit. I, fucked up a lot. Not even that much. Let me not be so hard on myself, but I've just been coasting, I guess I could say. And I want to do more. I do have dreams and ambitions, but I just don't get around to doing them because I don't have the energy. Because, yeah. But yeah, so I'll be in a moment where I'm like freaking out at Walmart and I'll be like, you were saved from that wreck because you could do this? Like, make it make sense. Like, what am I even living for? Which is pretty intense. And I know it. But yeah, no, I feel like in that moment, when I was like flipping and everything, I remember asking God. I remember saying, like, I need to live. Like, I'm gonna live. Like, I need to. And I just kind of let go. And, I was like, whatever happens, like, I need to live. And that was, like, my only option, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna. Like, I need to. Like, that's my choice. Like, if I had a choice in the moment, I don't really think so. But that's where my mind was. Because I thought about all the people, in my life. And I was like, I'm not ready to leave them yet. And, yeah, I've told this before. So many times. But, like, in that moment, like, it was such a split moment, but I had all that thought process of in conclusion, I need to stay. Well, I'm here. Like, what the fuck am I doing? And so I hope that next year I can come on here and be like, I did all this, like, I love my job. I worked on that creative project I said I was gonna do. Stick with it to fruition, all that shit. Me and my family, my friends, and my man were like close, but it's closer than we ever were before. Healthy, no more scratching my scalp, no more nightmares, no more headaches, like none of that shit. Best shape of my life, best I've ever been. Like, I wish, like, that's like my hopes and dreams, is to come back on here in a year and just be better than I've ever been. And maybe I did need a year to, like, decompress and, like, process all that shit, because what the fuck? But yeah, no. I'm not gonna quit, like, striving to be better and live my life to the fullest. I think I am way too hard on myself. But also, I do need to get to it. I'm not getting no younger, and I'm holding myself back from a lot of things. Like, it sucks. To the point where, I am gonna outsource. I'm gonna, I just got health insurance. I'm gonna try and seek professional help, but also I just wanted to be on video as well. Just because I know people are also going through the same shit, and I always say that, but it is the truth. So, yes, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I'm not, like, down in the dumps, like, 100%. I'm just kind of pivoting away from all that shit, all that anxiety, all that. I'm trying to leave it behind. I'm trying to figure out what works for me. And yeah, there's a push and pull situation happening at the moment where I'm not exactly sure what to do, but I will figure it out and I will let you know. Alright, bye guys.